Back from the break. That was a double paradiddle split up a little bit. So this segment of the show hopefully gets a little bit more colourful by me putting the paradiddles now on different parts of the drum kit. Now, the first thing about a paradiddle is going back to the start of this show, in the sense that when I was talking about the ergonomic nature of the paradiddle. I am being pretty scientific tonight, okay? There it is. So what it is a paradiddle is your idea of right to left all the time, you see. So what happens is that if you have a look at my drum kit, and in particular the cymbals, I seem to have a few cymbals here, sort of built up through necessity from the show. I tell everybody that when I go out and do gigs, I only take a 5-piece out, really, and all that, and just the basic cymbals. But when I'm doing this kind of show and these kinds of clinics, sometimes I add extras, especially if it's melodic. I'll take the piccolo toms with me. But here, you know, like there's my ride cymbal, there's my raucous one. Then I have different shades for tonal things. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But what I want to do here is just talk about the cymbals of my drum kit. Now, some of my favourite drummers have cymbals in the middle, but if you look at my drum kit, I have my right side cymbals and my left side cymbals. And that really comes from paradiddles and my love of them, because with the ergonomic nature of a paradiddle, where you have right to left to right to left, you see? So what starts to happen is when I start, you know, maybe playing a solo. I mentioned this a few episodes ago, that Terry Bozzio, when he was last out here in 1998, and I was filming the show, I had permission to film it for Melbourne Musos. Melbourne Musos, the drum show. His last solo was a paradiddle pyramid, okay? He was using paradiddles to get around all his cymbals. Now, if you think this is a fairly big drum kit, have a look at Terry Bozzio's. Oh, dear me. So what he did was he used paradiddles to get to the different tones, right? These are all paradiddles. Double, that's double, single, triple. You see? All paradiddles. You see, I'm getting that sort of business there. So that's what paradiddles can do for you. Now, I did all that with cymbals, but if you've got a humble little 4-piece drum kit, whiplash! Paradiddle. There it is there, if you want to just using a 4-piece like so. There it is, 4-piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And that's what goes on there. Now, the other thing with paradiddles, of course, is you can make rhythms out of them, right? And that's going back to the first segment of the show, where a nice little funky beat. There's a little paradiddle in there. Want to get rappy? Double paradiddle. There's a triple right there. Triple paradiddle right there, just a bit syncopated. So what starts to happen is that I'll take the snares off now. I'll do this in a slightly different way. Okay. What starts to happen is that when you're dealing with paradiddles, I'm dealing with them mostly from a right to left basis, right? So if it's a single paradiddle, you can now put your right hand on a different tom Left hand stays on the snare drum. You've got the main rhythm to Immigrant Song. I'll put the snares. I've changed my mind. I'll put the snares back on. Immigrant Song. There it is. It comes from a single paradiddle. When you're playing a double paradiddle, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, what you're actually getting is, when put on, say, a cowbell, or on the bell of a cymbal, or just on a great rhythm just from by splitting a double paradiddle up between two drums. Take my snares off again. What starts to happen is, as you start using the different inversions of a paradiddle, take a lovely little reverse paradiddle. That. Let's take it inwards. So, quite close to a calypso. Here's a calypso rhythm. Put together calypso rhythm into a single inwards paradiddle, you see. Now they're the different kinds of things you can do. And outwards, I should do them in order. I will do them in order for you. Here's a single basic paradiddle. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. The rhythm. The reverse, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. Can you hear the difference? Single is da 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 da. Reverse is da 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 da. Outwards. Inwards. Now, when I go to double paradiddles, on it goes from there. Okay, 6 variations. Shall I do reverse with that one? Now, what I'll do is I might just go to the tip of the stick for this, so you can hear differences. There, we see. I'll move down to the triple. What shall I do here? How about a triple outwards? Okay. So on like that. And I think hopefully you're getting a bit of an idea of this world of paradiddling. You see, okay. So I'll wrap the show up. It's a bit of a funny one because it's a little bit of a pulling apart something scientifically. So some people might see it as dry, but I see it as important, okay? I didn't want to do too many fireworks tonight. I don't want to be the fastest paradiddler in the room or anything like that. I just wanted to share paradiddles with you, you know. When I was coming up, my good old teacher Harold wrote out the basic, the reverse and the inwards, and he actually forgot the outwards. I don't know what that was. You didn't write an outwards. I found out about that later. And but I've never really seen a full text on every single possibility of a paradiddle, one after the other. So of course, when I got my book deal, I made it one of the more important couple of pages in my preliminary grade 1 drum set manual. And I just look it up. There you go. I'll send you one. So there you go. So yeah, I think it's only $20. There you go. Shameless plugging, Chris. But what goes on is that for such an important set of exercises for the drum set, I really was surprised as a student and a young teacher, a now rather aged teacher, in the fact that you can't find the definitive listing of them. And that's why I wrote them in my first book, my very first one. So that's how important I see them. So I hope you've enjoyed the show, got a bit of info from it. It's all about paradiddles tonight. And there you go. My name's Chris Quinlan. This is The Drum Show. And proudly brought to you by DW Drums, Meinl Cymbals, ProMark Drumsticks, and Evans Drumheads. Okay, love them all. There you go. See you next week. Bye-bye.